Hi everyone, so lots to catch up on, but firstly, I'd like to know who's been buying and hoarding all the tomatoes because they're blaming Brexit, they're blaming every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but I just have a gut feeling that it's someone out there who thinks a ghastly certain duo from Montecito will be coming to the coronation. Are you hoarding them? All I'll say is you missed Tesco's because there's loads still in there. So get your ass down there, all right? Anyway, Prince Harry's court case. It's been revealed that it's costing the taxpayer around about 300k, which is not surprising. Court cases aren't cheap. However, that's a real kick in the teeth for the people in the UK that are paying tax and are really, really struggling. It's a real kick in the teeth to those people that are really, really struggling because when payday comes, they're thinking, what do I pay? Electric bill or the rent? They probably don't even have time to think about food if there's anything left over. And this entitled spoilt brat and its wife think that they can keep suing every Tom, Dick, and Harry. No, it all has to stop now. And like I said before, this court case should never, ever, ever have been looked at. It should never have gone ahead. And I really do hope the brat is forced to pay the taxpayer back in full. And how dare he? Just because he thinks he can get his own way. Absolutely pathetic. And I hope they do come to the coronation. And I hope everyone boos louder than they did last time. But anyway, my rant on them two for now is over. But I did like South Park. That was good. Especially when he opened her mouth and went, hello. Brilliant. Well done to you, South Park. But anyway, moving on to Nicola Bulley. I didn't want to say at the time because I didn't want to get told off. But this case hasn't been right from the start, from the get-go. Something's been very off and hasn't felt right. And that's why I said the public jump in very quickly when they feel something's not right and where they see the police, either by design or because they're completely useless, cock everything up. And of course, the police are going to keep vilifying the public because they don't want the public finding out that they're either doing things by design or they're just completely useless. And that's the only reason why. And I don't agree though with the people going up there just to take selfies and blah blah blah. That's wrong. If they weren't up there to help, they had no right in being up there. But anyway, I just find the whole thing extremely bizarre. You have the certain friend who seems to love the limelight. Bearing in mind her dad allegedly is a hierarchy in the media. She straight away she sets up allegedly for herself 100k GoFundMe, then sets one up for Nicola. Have you seen this woman's house? Then you have the police claiming that they've, done a thorough search. No, they hadn't. It's pretty obvious that they haven't. They said they searched that unoccupied mansion 3 times. Well, they didn't search the outer buildings because they hadn't been touched whatsoever. So that's at least one lie so far. Then you get the caravan park owner called Mrs. Grumpy locally, and then you all of a sudden get this Ron geezer rocking up on Sly News with very sly and nasty piece of work, Kay Burley. That almost looks staged, didn't it? That one, and even Ron's that if that's his real name. Listening to him speak, it was almost like he was going to say something, and then he, stopped himself from slipping up. I don't think he's telling the truth, to be quite honest with you. But will this be looked into? Probably not. If your loved one went missing, you'd want a thorough job to be done, wouldn't you? People forget that we're paying for these services. So if we see corruption, lies, and start getting suspicious, then that's fair enough. The public have every right to interfere. Every right to interfere. And now they're using Peter as a scapegoat because he wasn't jumping to the sound bites. He wasn't buying the police's narrative. He knew something was going on, but couldn't say it. But it's easier to blame him, isn't it? The guy that gave up his time for free. It's easier to take him off the expert list, and the National Crime Agency should be hanging their heads in shame. And I really do hope Suella Braverman looks into that. If you're loved,
I've spoken to the family in depth, and the family confirmed to me that there was no underlying issues with Nicola. This is from the sister and from Emma and from Paul.
The police basically led him up the garden path and now stitched him up. I find that absolutely disgraceful, absolutely vile. And then all of a sudden, Nicola's body was recovered. Again, nothing was sealed off. They didn't even create an area for a forensic tent and didn't treat it as a crime scene, which they should have done. Why? And then all of a sudden, the GoFundMe goes up again. And they put the girls' faces on it as if to give it more clout. Something's not right here, and why does a middle-class family need so much money? Again, someone who is really struggling and desperate for money at the minute will be looking at this thinking, hang on a minute, if I'd done that, it'd be shut down straight away. And like I said before to someone, no GoFundMe should be allowed to operate in a live investigation because we don't know the total facts yet, because something dodgy is going on here. The police are covering their tracks. They're not taking this seriously at all. Why? It's very uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable. And the girls, I hope justice is done for their sake, because something dirty is going on here. And there's one certain thing that this certain friend said that's got my back up a bit. It may just be poor choice of wording. And it goes like this. If a victim does go in and drowns, but the hypothesis doesn't seem to stay where they're put. Stay where they're put. Take that for what you will. There might not be anything in it. It just had my back up a bit. That's all I'm going to say on the matter, but I think that's everything. Yep, all my rants are over. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you soon.